Hello, this is another tough video. This time it's very ad hoc, and it is kind of my own impact on my own life. So what can I actually do to my life? And in order to kind of discuss this, I want to start, let's say, here's your birth, here you're born. Then 9 months, so let's draw our life here. And so what I, because this is the Happy, Active, Healthy 100 Plus channel, so what I write here would be the 100 plus years. Yeah? And so here you were born, so it's zero years here. But 9 months earlier, 9 months, you were conceived. So you had the impact of your father plus mother. So these are kind of the genes. And most people say, this is terrible, there are these genes and that's how I am. Okay, we'll see how that works out. So during these 9 months, it's obviously the moms, so your mom, and maybe the father influences a little bit the mom, whether she's relaxed or so, whether... But here depends how stressed she is, how much she eats, whether she eats well, whether she drinks alcohol and blah, blah, blah. So she has some influence on you. But here you see the day, the light of day. And now, as I said here, they're the genes. But now, the genes, do they come out? And this is the epigenetic, so epigenes. Yeah? Reaction of your genes to the environment. And now the environment is obviously here dominated by your parents, and the environment, if it has a lot of polluted air, or if the things you can eat are very bad for you, or if the water is not good, and so on. So that depends on your parents and the environment. So so that is why I want to draw a person. I draw a person, and this person I give again my 3 brain model, because I need that afterwards. So the thing is, you have specific genes in here, your construction map, and now the thing is, you can do specific things to your initial genes, genetic, parents, and then important, your peers, your friends at school, your maybe it's also the culture, yeah, so your society, yeah, whether they say you are encouraged to do something, or whether you should rather be quiet, and so on. That's your culture. It has all influence on you. And obviously there is also the influence that, so these influences can kind of influence mainly your brain, but in terms of food and so on, it can also influence kind of what you eat, so what you have in your belly. It can influence a little bit your muscles, and so on. And so that means you have a lot of, so here's the food and exercise, yeah? And the longer you live, the more independent you are from your parents, peers, and so on, but the more you're maybe influenced by habits. Yeah, habits. Yeah, you say, I can only do that. The habits are little programs that you have created inside, usually inside kind of the limbic system, as I cannot do. So the reptile brain is more for fear and not fear, and reproduction, sex, and hunger, and so on. But here it's the habits, little programs that run automatically. When do I get up? How much exercise do I do? How do I move? And so on. And they usually get approved. There are some reasons why you are like that, because then you like it. If you have some reasons why you are fat or you are lazy, you need some reasons for that. And that brings me to this point, to now. So in green, I put that in This is now, this is today. And now if you look at today, exactly today, just now, when you look at what you think, then there is a lot of, there I draw this triangle, and on the triangle I say, here it says, poor me. So a lot of people say, well, because of this and this and this and this, and I have bad genes, I'm poor. I'm a poor me. And please caress me, and please say, oh, you're a poor guy or girl. On the other side, so this is one, then on that one says something like cruel world, or a bad world, so the others are bad. So your environment and all that is bad. So you can complain about this and that, bad teachers, bad society, bad culture, bad parents, and so on. So you complain. So it's first is I'm a poor guy, and it's not my fault. It's the other's fault. And then on the third side, it's actually what is in happy, active, healthy, the activity here, active. So there is now, what do I do now? Yeah, and the whole idea of my channel, Happy, Active, Healthy 100 Plus, is what do I do now? So how can I progress? And here the 100, and to be happy and to be healthy, you should put that as your vision. Very, very strong vision. Yeah, that's my vision. Visualize it, play with your grandkids football, at the age of 120. Just visualize that you play sports, you play football, you go biking and so on. Just visualize that, and then that's a very strong image here, and you want to do that, and then your vision actually pulls all the activities in here. But now I want to say one thing to this pyramid again, or this triangle again. The interesting thing is that at this point here, you can actually, because a lot of people say you have only control over your future. But that's not true. You can rewrite your past. Yeah? It's like the winner writes history books, yeah? But it's also you, because you are the winner. So if you are the winner, you write your history books in a way so that it's positive, yeah? So if you want to write your history book in a way that you are a bad guy, you're poor guy, and the others are very mean to you, then you start your future in a bad way. Whereas if you rewrite your past in a way that you are actually a nice, you had a nice past, then your future will be much more bright, but you had the same past. And if you want to go very, very far with that, then Alfred Adler actually said there are no traumas. So if some people say they have traumas here because the bad parents and bad peers and bad teachers and whatever, but Alfred Adler said it's you that decides whether you want that to be a trauma or not. So if you choose the red face here, then it may develop into a trauma. I've done several videos on what a trauma is, that you don't think into it with new and bright emotions, but you stay in that area of the brain, in that area of the associations, and fixed that, but never attach it to new, maybe more bright associations, so that part of your brain remains this dark, black, negative spot, because you never dare to think into that area. So, and there are tactics on how to overcome that, to think into psychological means, to think into these bad things, and turn your past into a bright past, which then is the best starting point to create a bright future. And to create a bright future is visualize yourself as sometimes I succeed in drawing a person. So you if you succeed in visualizing yourself as a slim, sportive, smiling person, then you become that person, because that's a very, very ancient thing, how animals actually, and we are an animal, the only thing to an animal is that we introduced our neocortex some 100,000 of years ago that dominates now us. But if you look at animals, they visualize something. You know, they have a vision, a vision of me being, I don't know, swimming, or me cycling or jogging. And they have that vision, you know, in here. And only if you have a vision in here, then you can actually create the world that is exactly this. Yeah. So this is very powerful. And if you imagine yourself like this, then obviously you will do sports, maybe you will eat some healthy food. And we all know, you know, the thing is, we all know what we should do. We all know what we should eat. We all know what we should think. Now, the question is, do you also do it? And please use the 2 tricks. Rewrite your past. So make your past look much better than you perceived it at the moment. So this is now. And then imagine a future that is really bright, that's fantastic. And that pulls you into exactly this future. And if the future is 100 plus, then the future you will arrive at 100 plus, happy, active, healthy. Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.